Chat, we go. It's a matchup of the KC teammates. It's Atow versus Rise. Atow has been taking down many top 1v1 opponents, and now he's also going to take down Rise. Rise, I think, got called out at the last match. These guys are, of course, at boot camp together. And as I roast Rise, he does go up early. Maybe if there's anybody who knows how to take down a guy like Atow, it is Rise. He's had a good result on the stream before. He was talking about how he's played some good ones, but when we actually went through his history, at least on my channel, it isn't the best ever, but he does have a win over Nupo. He has a win over Nupo. I think a 3-1 win over Nupo, which is, it shows that he could play at the highest level. Nupo's always been a top dog in ones since he's been playing on the stream, and so Rise obviously has a very high ceiling, and it's going to have to be incredibly high if he wants to take down Atow today, who has been destroying everybody in his path. The only player he's lost to really recently is Moxie, who he has more wins than he does losses against, so he seems to be doing well. Now, wave dash kickoff for Atow. Going to get him a second goal. The problem that a lot of other people have had as well is Atow does seem to be able to download his opponents. Even when they've had good games here or there, it isn't long before Atow starts completely controlling the match again, and this time it's going to be a fake on the flick into the wave dash landing in order to beat Rise. This is a great setup the whole way. So many different options Atow can take, and of course he ends up going for the wave dash. Atow has been very interested in continuing to play matches, feeling good in his ones game right now. Is down to play just about anybody when it comes to getting more opponents. And we might have a couple matches for him today. Sometimes we pre-schedule matches for somebody, a couple of matches in one day. Usually we only like to do that if they're able to come off of a win, but I think Atow is feeling confident enough that he's ready to schedule multiple matches and play them regardless of the result, but that result will probably be a win. Certainly. What did chat predict in the prediction for Atow versus Rise? It is 93%, 7%. I don't know if that sets a record for the most one-sided prediction we've had, but 93% is pretty darn high. Chat seems certain that Atow will be able to get the win over his fellow teammate, and Rise got the first goal, but hasn't been able to find one since. I'm not really sure what to expect from Rise when it comes to his offensive ones repertoire, but I don't hate that. That's a really smart ones move, to just roll the ball at your opponent when they're shadowing as passively as Atow is, force them to make a soft save that pushes the ball right back into you, and then play them over the top. Rise has played on the stream a few different times and played on it a long time ago. I think he played most of his matches, probably multiple years ago. But around that time, I believe he was highly rated in ones. He was probably playing it maybe a bit more than he does now, but definitely has the chops. Can he clutch out this performance? Actually, a really favorable pinch to keep that from hitting the corner and actually bouncing in front of Atow's net. He just couldn't get back to it. Atow made sure of that. Now Rise reset on the pass off the ceiling. Wanted a dunk, but far too separate from the ball. Atow can easily chip it to make sure he gets around. Now, Atow loves these demos. You can see him searching for his opportunity. Rise never really gave him one, so he settled for the boost steal, and Rise not gonna get himself a third goal. I thought that was gonna be a third goal. Maybe I'm crazy, but that felt like a pretty scoreable opportunity for Rise, and instead he's gonna have to play from down 2. I'm not sure Rise can really afford to pass up on too many good opportunities against a guy like Atow, and that was not a strong enough side flip to bring the ball out of Atow's control, so he'll follow it up with a little zap dash power shot to make the lead 3. Wave dash kickoff for Atow. Gonna make it 6-2. That's the thing about this run for Atow as well. He's not just doing it in the midfield. He's not just doing it on long possessions. He's also earning first possessions every time off kickoff, scoring on them frequently. It should be so tough to play against a guy like Atow, who has the well-rounded ones game. Now he's going to chase down a demo. You can tell he's going to land it for sure. Rise, if he wanted to entertain making a play on the ball at all, had to come to a stop there on the sidewall, which makes him a very easy target. And now Atow is going to launch a flick over the top of his challenge and make it 7-2. You have to imagine there's going to be at least a little bit of smack talk because these guys are sitting right next to each other at the KC boot camp. We don't get to listen into that, but Rise still in this game. Minute 24 left to go. And as long as he can string a couple kickoff goals together, he's never out of it. Another wave dash kickoff is going to lead to a solid possession for Atow, even though Rise has the initial save. He's eventually going to have to give this ball up. And here is the moment in which he does. Now, Atow, low dribble. Not taking it all the way to ceiling height. Oh my goodness. Oftentimes this is a counter to people who want to defend off the ceiling. I don't know if Rise ever thought about going high. He stayed grounded, and he just watched the show. Atow double off the back wall. Takes it there in order to guarantee he stays high enough to never allow Rise into the play. And when you're Atow, doubling it in is a layup. Rise on 6 boost with 50 seconds left to go. Just going to roll this to the back wall of Atow, who will accept the 50 and now wants a pinch. Has it on target, and Atow scored it. It does bounce on his way in, but it's a wall pinch past Rise, who was taking a trip to pick up midfield boost. I don't think there's anything he could have done because he didn't have enough boost to really get up and try and intercept it early. He had to just pick up the 100 and hope the pinch wasn't perfect, but it was. And now it's a 9-3 lead. Rise missing this kickoff opportunity and wants to go next. He wants to not allow Atow to make a play. So we'll pause it and we'll go next. GG, game number 1, 9-3 Atow. Game number 2. Atow and Rise. 25 stream streak from Mystic is probably the highest we have right now. We had a 70 stream streak, but that one fell away. Rise gonna make it 1-0. I think he must have faked on the kickoff or half flipped on the kickoff. I was looking at the 25 stream streak in chat. Another cheeky kickoff from Rise, and it's gonna convert as well. I believe a delay on this one leads to chipping the ball around Atow. Atow's a guy who's down to play the mix-up kickoff as well. And I doubt we see him go to too many standards into fakes from Rise for long. People have been able to get leads in the past, and no one is ever safe on their back line. Atow is constantly searching for demos, and Rise sees it coming, but it's tough. Single jumping is almost just as bad. If he single jumps and allows Atow to slide underneath him and get to the ball, Rise will not be able to recover from his single jump, which is pushing him the wrong direction. So he would have single jumped out to the midfield, like kind of past the play anyways, which is pretty bad, and would probably result in the same thing as getting demoed. So I think he did not want to have to dodge it that way. Atow's going to get a second goal, and the moments in which Rise led the game seem like they could be slipping away here. Right now, he's faking a hook shot into Atow's corner to try and keep him back there, I imagine, and hopefully going to be able to walk it all the way to the net. Did not eventually get there, though. Instead, Atow counters. Rise on low boost. Was maybe just trying to set up his defensive position or not leave the ball because he knew he was going to have to be playing defense soon. But he swung too wide. Allowed Atow to cut it across the net. Now Rise on the goal line versus Atow. Muscles it through and ties the game back up. Rise popping the ball, getting demoed, and actually respawns in just about the perfect spot. Got a decent enough challenge. He should be able to recover and be relevant in this, as he forced Atow pretty far out from the net. And now another solid challenge, but the boost control from Atow keeping Rise from being able to make any real play. He just got a perfect respawn, though, to be able to challenge this one. Again, another Atow steal, and he'll break you down eventually. Great goal line save from Rise, and got his own back corner, so escaping the Atow lockdown. Now on offense, as he backs off, allowing Atow to side flip to roll it back into his possession instead of playing the 50. Does not want to risk it, as is often smart in ones to not just take whatever result you can get from a 50 and instead play a more sure possession. Now, one thing is sure here, Rise's soft shot perfectly counters Atow's pre-jump. And it might look a bit silly because it rolls in at low speeds, but I mean, it's the right play from Rise. He sees Atow in the air, trying to stop a strong shot. He needs to just get the softest limp shot possible, and that's exactly what he got. Rise able to follow it up for the kickoff as he steals the midfield boost. Has himself a 2-goal lead. Atow, a little camera check to see if Rise was being cheeky on the kickoff. But he actually was not. Still didn't matter, though. Got just about as good of a position as you can ask for. Now, can Rise break Atow down out of the corner? It's not going to be easy to do. Seems like he's trying to do it with a low 50 or fake, but Atow covers it well and now is playing a quick first touch back the other way. An attempt. Oh, Rise. He's ready for the demo this time. And he turns into it before Atow can. And he takes Atow off the map, and oh my goodness, Rise. Everybody thought it was in. Atow was backflipping away like he thought he got scored on. Rise was leaving the play. He thought for sure that was in. But instead, it's both post and out, and it's an Atow goal the other way. Atow starting this one off the ceiling. And just does such a good job of keeping the ball high. So when a player is rotating back, retreating, from an offensive possession, will basically never be able to get back up. Only a player who's prepared, ready in net, able to get up much earlier and stop a dribble like that. A lot of it comes down to how quickly Atow can turn it around. He doesn't need the perfect setup. He doesn't need to control the ball and hold it for 10 seconds in order to start his air dribble. He can take just about any starting position to get it going. That's why he's able to counter so often. But Rise, just a little fake, gets Atow off the ball and turns around past the right side of the net. Nothing you can do to backflip and stop it. Big 50 win by Rise, who I'm not really sure what he's doing here. Back on Atow's back wall. There's not really much you can make happen there. And fortunate to not get demoed. He's going to put this on target. Atow soft save, in and outs. The curve dash. Rise faking in order to make Atow panic and give him the ball, which is exactly what happened. Now, a play off the ceiling from Rise does not have the finish it needs to get past the likes of Atow as the defender, and he just got Atow to save it himself. I think that was on target, but he tried to chase down the demo, then he turned back on the ball and chipped it away. I actually think he had chased Rise in enough that if it was already on target, it might have been in, but maybe it was posting out. Wave dash catch. Rise, what a read. It is near impossible to just wait on the goal line and defend against these Atow aerial takes, and yet Rise managing to do it here. 35 seconds. Will Rise be the one to stop the Atow run? It's another great defensive play from Rise. And the end result is a wide open net in his favor. 7-4. It was a tough game one, but Rise just needed his 1v1 warm-up. A little delayed kickoff. Cheeky finish to guarantee the win. I mean, he's almost mirroring the scoreline. I think it ended 9-4 or something in favor of Atow in game one. he's gone right back the other way. Oh, he just forced a pinch, and it's in! Rise forcing the kickoff pinch on the follow-up. Atow, he was wanting to clear it across the field and into his corner, I guess. I'm not really sure if he would make that flip in a game context where he hasn't already lost, but either way, helped his teammate out, booming it into his net. Atow in and out on the save. Rise couldn't get around the ball to get a strong shot. And should be one backflip goal if Atow wants it to be. No, he'll just let it hit the ground. Game number 2 going to go to Rise. A great bounce back. I think 9-4 might be an exact mirrored result as Rise hits back. Game number 3. Atow versus Rise. Rise found the answer in game 2. And, oh my goodness, he actually had a chance to get the angle there as he tried to evade the Atow demo. Now he's going to take this bounce off the back wall. Again, Atow searching for demos, and it seems like Rise has been the best at avoiding them. Rise going to steal his corner boost. Atow's picking up pads because he's got nothing to work with. Rise wanted a fake. He thought Atow, who was playing on low boost, would be panicky as he rushed back to the play and might shoot past a fake, but he did not. Now Rise, a flick on a shadowed defender. Notice Atow is staying glued in net. What a clean catch, but Rise is going to be able to get back to this. Atow, he tried to go for the zap dash landing on 0 boost in order to catch back up, but he was just way too far away, and also not the fastest zap dash ever. 1-0 for Rise. Just a ridiculous catch. After Rise recognized Atow was going to be passive and didn't want to just shoot it at him. The way he kept that ball in the air. Atow with a really high first touch, a high second touch, and oh my goodness, he didn't score. It feels like Atow's guaranteed to score in those times. Rise wants to rush the counterattack as quick as possible. He wants Atow to be playing low boost and as late of a recovery as he can. Even though Atow got the first save, this is the reason why. Now he's got Atow playing on pads, in nets. Oh my goodness. Seemed like he's about to be a victim of a bump, but somehow Atow found a way to get it into the crossbar. Now Atow leaving ball cam on his dribble. Sees Rise pre-jumping, pulls off, gets the 50, and decent recovery from Rise. I thought he was even farther out of the play, I'll be honest. I want to see how just boosted down quickly, and guess he had a lot left over after the challenge. Rise going to get a direct kickoff goal. Haven't seen too many of these. Again, not even the zap dash can save Atow. I think we're going to see Atow go back to wave dash kickoff here after losing that standard, and that is exactly what we see. He is able to get just over the top of Rise and steal his own, or I say steal it. It is his back corner boost, but it seemed like Rise is going to be taking it from him. Immediate challenge from Rise. Does not allow Atow to get any sort of dribble going. Rise seems to be figuring out what he needs to do to stop Atow. Pop around him. It'll be a third goal. Rise. He is up 2 goals here. Trying to give everybody the blueprint on how to beat his teammate. He's going to fake this kickoff. It works perfectly as Atow hands him the ball. And he has another ball carry. Seemed to be worried about a challenge, so he launched the early flick and had nothing left over to work with. Now Atow, pogo. Soft pogo to put it on target. Couldn't connect on his demo. Hasn't been able to get that demo game going effectively against Rise. But now has a carry and actually just puts it straight on net, and it'll work. 4-1. Atow shadowed, and I'm sure he just felt like he was going to be able to stop any sort of pop from Rise, but he wasn't right about that. Atow strong first touch as he sees Rise turning in, forcing him to play some recovery defense, but Rise did a good job mirroring the air dribble the whole way. Now Rise is completely starved out. Atow wants the bump, gets it, and has his second goal. Rise should feel good about his defense so far. He has forced Atow to go air dribble bump when he's on low boosts in order to get his second goal in 3 minutes. That is a good place to be. Wave dash kickoff again. Now, can Rise continue to stop Atow's wall to air dribbles in these positions? This time he cannot. He's set up near post. Atow saw the window if he rushed the ball out to the opposite side of the net, especially right as Rise faking that jump into a wave dash. Rise cannot flick over the top of Atow, who seemed like he was going to mix up and not go in the air. He's going to take the ball onto the ground after he's had Rise pre-jump him so often, but Rise actually cut it all off before anything could get going. Now another ball carry for Rise. Leans back into the reset. The pop is way too strong. The pop is basically an own goal in 1v1. Unfortunately, being punished for a pretty impressive reset. Delay kickoff from Atow. Little camera check. Make sure Rise isn't going to make it back. Both these guys have been doing this to each other. Atow been doing it during his whole streak he's had here on stream. Maybe Rise noticed or has always gone for his delay kickoff. Either way, he didn't read Atow this time. Atow did not like that sidewall touch. I was ready to find out what his plan was when he kind of boomed the ball into the side wall, but it clearly became a mistake as soon as Atow left the play immediately. Good challenge here. Sent this ball too high and... oh, wait, no, he didn't. I don't know what I'm reading. I was like, wait a second. That might hit backboard. What is he doing leaving the play? But no, it was perfectly top shelf. Atow with a 2-goal lead. Rise, despite the impressive performance for the first few minutes, couldn't hold Atow off forever. And Atow getting comfortable enough to try Goldfield Psychos, but actually a strong enough bounce that it went out past where Rise could comfortably control it. So he didn't even really have to deal with any shot attempt either. Atow gonna lob one up for Rise to end the game. Intercepts before he can use his resets, and the ball will hit the ground in the corner. So Atow gonna make it 2-1. Not a lot of people have been able to get even 2 games against him. Will Rise be one of the first? Game number 4. What is Atow's record right now? It's actually... like I said, he played Moxie somewhat recently in a loss. It's probably like 5 or 6 straight. And if you forget about a loss, which doesn't make any sense, but then it's probably like something like 10-1 maybe. Might be not quite 10. He had 1 best of 7 loss to Moxie. And then before that, yeah, he did lose to Nupo. Atow going to tie up the game here. TTS does not work during the show matches so that you cannot force the AI to say words like that during our match. Rise. Grabbing all the boosts on the map. Atow tried to maybe get a clip. What a flick. Rise absolutely ripping it from midfield after Atow went all in on the back wall. Didn't have a ton of boost. Still, though, you know, if Rise's flick isn't this strong, Atow is there to make the save. And Atow launched it. Or, sorry, Rise launched it He's got himself another early lead. Can he hold on to it? Atow bumped him. Rise jumped into it. He will equalize again. Rise with a kickoff win and a possession to work with. He'll head to the air. Takes it right back down to the ground, though. Atow never moves a muscle the whole way and is prepared for the right post shot that Rise throws at him. Now able to get a demo and start again from the midfield. A power shot. Maybe he thought Atow was going to pull out to midfield and he could surprise him with that. But Atow was prepared. And all these shots coming from way too far out of the net to really surprise Atow. Able to save them with ease. As now Rise starts again from the orange half. Not a lot of boost to work with, but doesn't need a ton to get a good flick. In fact, he wants a low 50. Got a boost steal that cost him a possession. To dodge Atow, somehow get the midfield 100. I thought maybe he might try and chase Atow down and get a demo, but no, instead he plays the ball and chips it out around Atow. Was Atow worried about that? He was just doing some weird single jumping and like half dashing and got lost on the back wall. Now a 3-2 lead for Rise. Standard kick out for both. Atow forcing Rise up to make a save. Rise has a couple pads, but he came all the way out to the midfield, so it's not going to take too much from Atow. Just chips it up over the top here, and then a straight air dribble. I mean, it's not going to help that Rise feels backflipped, but I don't think it mattered. Big kickoff from Rise, works again. And he starts from the diagonal on the right side. He's gone for that the past couple times. Can he get anything out of it? 15 boosts, and he's going to try and stay on ball here. Just outside Atow's net, and it's very close to paying off. It still has, just not directly for a goal. Now he has boost advantage, and the possession continues, and it's going to be a goal now. So credit to Rise for not backing down, especially because leaving the play on such low boost, trying to retreat, allowing Atow the space to get going, has been a death sentence for anybody who has tried to do so. So why not stay on ball, see what you can make happen? And Rise has always been good at playing in those low boost scenarios. Rise trying his best not to take the ball into the corner where Atow is waiting. There's a zap dash from him. We haven't seen too much, but it's not going to be enough to get him out of the target of Atow. Rise. Is he going to be able to make up for that panic clip to the net? He thought a shot was coming. He actually made up for it well. This time, pinning Atow in the air, not allowing him to go to the backboard for a double, but Atow is never... He never stops looking for those demos. And now he wants another air dribble bump. No, he actually got Rise to back off. Thought he could pop the ball on the landing and put it off target. Rise, great 50 to follow up that initial touch out ahead of Atow. I thought the possession was going to end immediately, but he's kept it going here with that. Now he's going to die. He should be able to respawn and maybe stand a chance at interfering with his play. Atow tries to go for another demo. Rise pins it off the crossbar. He gets back for the next save. A huge defensive stand from Rise to stop the initial shot and not get left out of the game despite playing on no boosts. 48 seconds. It's hard to just continue to play defense against Atow forever. It'd be really nice to get a little bit of a cushion here now that he's on offense, but he is going to back off, go to his back corner, and Atow is chasing him down. He did not do so with much speed. Can't intercept on the wall. Wall dashes to a save. Rise doesn't have the double. So his defensive stand is likely not over. Atow has to turn back on the ball before he grabs any boost, because if he goes to grab the 100, he's giving up possession. Now he's trying to wait in the corner. He got it at the last second. Flick too high. Rise saves it either way. And now Rise playing on pads. Atow fakes the first one to try and get Rise to give up the ball. which he does. Now Atow should go to the skies where Rise cannot meet him. It'll be a reset in net from Rise, but Atow loves to farm in these positions. He sends it directly at Rise, and Rise makes the save. So we are going to Game 5 with the KC teammates. Game 5. We find ourselves in a longer series than most of chat was expecting. 93-7, is that what it was? Or was it 97-3? 93-7. 93% of the points in the channel's prediction were in favor of Atow and what they've seen from him. And Rise showing that his one's ability has never left him. He can play with the best at any moment and might be coming away with another very strong win if he can finish the job here in the final game. Rise just waiting behind the ball as Atow shadows. He's done this a few different times, just rolling it at him, and very often a panicked shadow defender ends up jumping and cannot make a solid clear. Just hands the ball right back. Atow half flipping on the kickoff. Will it be a goal? It will. We've seen Rise fake those diagonals a few different times. That's worked effectively. Atow actually doesn't fake much. He doesn't seem to want to fake. He just half flips and says, look, I'm clearly not coming to kickoff, and yet there's still nothing you can do. Wow, what a team pinch. I mean, I say it's a team pinch because they are on the same team, but I guess they're not playing on the same team right now. But that was a screamer of a pinch. Rise on 17, yeah, should not be able to get back to this one. So Atow is trying to lock in here in Game 5 and make it a little bit less exciting for the fans, as he's on pace to run away with this one if he can keep this going. 4-1, another half flip kickoff on a diagonal. Rise doesn't really know what his counter is going to be. He doesn't have his plan, and it's going to have to find it if Atow continues to do these half flips, because certainly using up all 30 of your boost and then trying to make some sort of dribble play happen is not working. Big kickoff win for him, though. Feer had wave dash kickoffs, but Rise missed his. So Atow will be able to put on a couple shots. I think that was scoreable. He just turned to dive in on the demo and actually missed by a decent amount, which is a bit of a surprise for Atow. 1-1 on target. Rise makes another save. How long can he survive on 0 boost? He's done a great job so far this series, to his credit, but some positions are just too tough to get out of. Atow gets the boost taken, so he will retreat to his back corner. Rise has liked the ball carries, but lost control of this one. Just dashed away as Atow took it with ease. Atow trying to see if he can comfortably land by checking where Rise is at, and the answer is no. He decides to back off the ball, not even play it, allow Rise to play on the ball. But good speed in the corner. I mean, it seems to be pulling away here for the favorites. All the people who have their points on the side of Rise were probably about to make some new VIPs in the chat if they were able to get their win, but Atow trying to play spoiler. A double jump into the top left, and Atow is back to his undefendable ways. Rise trying to force Atow to get rid of the ball. Decides to go steal the corner boost. He knows Atow's on the wrong side of the play. Can he find a way to score a ball that's glued to the back wall this high? Atow's going to be the one to tap it off for him. And Atow took a big risk by allowing this 50 on the goal line, but he forces it into the post. Did he just miss? Okay, he followed it up. The pre-flip might have put it off target. but credit to Atow, who has nerves of steel and allows Rise to try and force a 50 inches away from the net and manages to keep it from going in. Atow does a good job of avoiding the demo. And now a 9-2 lead with 2 minutes left to go. It seemed to be in danger for Atow, but he's making it look like it was a foregone conclusion all along here in this game 5. Holding Rise to 2 goals. Rise, I mean, all this kind of stuff was just working earlier for Rise. He was able to get around every last play of Atow. Now all of a sudden it's back to where it seems like there's no answer. 10-2. 10-2 for Atow. This is his first 10-goal game, or anybody's 10-goal games, but both Atow and Rise had 9-goal games to start off this match. I think Rise might have forfeited during the game 1, which Atow might have ended up scoring 10. Atow just booming on target. Rise, oh wait a second, what just happened here? Rise seemed to be just like tilting out of this world and just kind of flipping and being like, yeah, the game is over. At least that's how I read his challenge. And then Atow just missed for seemingly no reason. And now Rise is dropping the be careful because he believes in himself with 7 goals to make up in a minute 17. I think that is quite the be careful call from Rise and quite the follow-up. Nothing like after the be careful, immediately getting scored on as you delay kickoff and then dropping the GGs. Yeah, thanks for playing. That was a great match. Rise played well. The haters will just remember that he lost the match ultimately, but everybody who watched it will know that it was a great series from Rise. GG's. Atow with another win. Bro was careful.